Now, India's loss at the ODI World Cup final remains fresh in many hearts. But the compassion and love that Indian fans have shared towards the team is heartwarming, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who spent some one-on-one time with the men in blue post-match. The first time that India saw a sitting Prime Minister enter the men's cricket team's dressing room. The mood was gloomy. Prime Minister Modi knew that, so he just tried his best to cheer up the dull faces. A sweet gesture to show the men in blue that the nation was proud of them, irrespective of the loss. And Indian fans loved the Prime Minister's gesture. Sports have rarely been given the spotlight from India's political brass. It's usually the norm to keep sports and politics strictly on parallel lanes. But Prime Minister Modi's act has been given too much political focus. The Prime Minister was already attending the match. After India's loss, he met the team to comfort and console them. Had he not done that, he would have gotten flack too. It's almost like people are edging to find faults. But one thing is for sure, it takes heart for leaders to meet players of their country who've lost a big match. And it should be taken in great spirit that India's Prime Minister is heavily invested in sports and the sportspersons of this country.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction with the Indian team after the ODI World Cup loss has attracted a lot of political talk and debate. Instead of appreciating the actions of the Prime Minister, criticisms are being thrown for his actions, and some are calling it showmanship. Even some former Indian cricketers are voicing their opinion. Here's what Kirti Azad, politician and a member of India's 1983 World Cup winning squad, had to say.
The dressing room is the sanctum sanctorum of any team. ICC does not allow anybody to enter these rooms apart from the players and the support staff. PM of India should have met the team outside the dressing room in the private visitors area. I say this as a sportsman and not as a politician.
Other opposition party members too took to social media to criticize the Prime Minister, calling his interaction and pep talk with the men in blue as quote-unquote uncomfortable. The Prime Minister's interaction with the Indian team came when they were mentally at their lowest point. It was meant to be a gesture to show support and appreciate their journey in the World Cup. And among the political backlash the Prime Minister got, his actions were applauded by retired cricketers in Pakistan. Here's what Pakistan's fast bowler Shoaib Akhtar had to say.
Your Prime Minister gave a clear message that he is there with the players. It was a huge gesture. This was a message that India as a nation is standing with the Indian cricket team. As simple as that. This is a really emotional time for them. He took the players as his children, as kids, and he lifted their morale to tell them that they played well. This was a great gesture by the Prime Minister.
It looks like the opinion on Prime Minister Modi's locker room visit has divided opinions in the cricket world. But is it fair to criticize the Prime Minister's actions? He's the leader of the nation that was hosting the ODI World Cup. He met the players after the post-match ceremony was over. The International Cricket Council has no say in what a team does after that in their locker room. And it's not just cricket's world bodies that practice this. And this isn't the first time either that a world leader met players after a loss or a win. The most recent example was French President Emmanuel Macron, who consoled the French football team after they lost to Argentina in the 2022 World Cup final. Former American President Barack Obama would frequently meet basketball and NFL players. He would often even join practice sessions and play basketball with the US Olympic team. Russian President Vladimir Putin too has a lot of interest in sports. He has been regularly seen playing ice hockey with Russia's national team. Putin also frequently met judo and martial arts players who represented Russia. This shows that it's not new for world leaders to meet players after matches. Macron, Obama, and Putin have done it. So have many others. Prime Minister Modi's act to visit and console the team should be seen in a similar light. It's a leader's appreciation for the Indian team's effort when they were feeling desolate and sad. Nothing more and nothing less.